Hey, this is Glenel, and today I'll be showing you how to make these lovely vegan chocolate cupcakes. Anyway, let's get right into it and I'll show you what you need. So firstly, you'll need 200 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of cocoa powder, 100 grams of caster sugar, 100 grams of dark brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 250 milliliters of soy milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 80 milliliters of vegetable oil, and then for the icing you'll need 130 grams of vegan butter, 250 grams of icing sugar, 65 grams of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of soy milk, and then 1 large mixing bowl. So let's get right into it. Oh yeah, and then you'll need a cupcake tray. So firstly you'll be sifting the flour and cocoa powder together into your large mixing bowl. Just making sure you're breaking any clumps in your flour. And yes, just doing the same with the cocoa powder as well. And you just want to mix the flour and cocoa powder, just combine them as best you can using a fork or any kind of mixing tool. And here we'll be adding both of your sugars, so add the caster sugar first. And just mix that in quickly with your fork or whichever you're using. And then you'll be adding your brown sugar. And just making sure you're mixing that through with everything else again. Might need to just break down the brown sugar a bit as it will be clumped. Now you want to add your bicarb or your baking soda and your salt. And then mix those in again. And now you'll be making a well in your bowl, just pushing everything up to the sides. And then adding your soy milk into the center of the well. And I just want to gradually mix each part inside. I personally just find this a bit of an easier way to mix these mixtures. and you'll be wanting to add your vanilla essence as well. This is when you'll be really mixing your batter together. Just making sure you don't have any clumps of sugar or flour in the mixture at all. Making sure all of the dry mixtures have become as mixed together as you can inside the liquid. And yeah, here we'll be adding the vegetable oil and your vanilla essence. And you just want to make sure you can't see any of the oil consistency in the batter anymore, so just mix this together very well. As you can see on the top of the bowl, you can still see like the oil being at the top. You just want to make sure you're going to get rid of all that as much as you can and mix it through with the rest of the batter. So just mix quite hard with whatever you've got, beat it out of it. And as you can see, you're slowly getting less of it. They can only see a bit around the sides, that'll be fine. And then you just want to spoon your mixture into your casings. You want to fill these about halfway. Just go through, fill each one, top them up as needed, and make sure they're all filled roughly around halfway for each casing. Then you just want to bake at 180 for 25 minutes. As you can see, once you have removed them from the oven, they will have risen. You just want to carefully place these onto a cooling rack and leave to cool while you move on to making the icing. So firstly, for your icing, you'll be getting your vegan butter and putting it into a mixing bowl. And pouring over your icing sugar. Now you just want to use a fork and press these together, just trying to cream the butter into the icing sugar. The easiest way I find of doing this is just taking a fork and pressing down and swiping against it. You'll be softening up the butter and mixing in the sugar with it. Now you just want to add your cocoa powder. And again, just continue mixing these together. You'll see that the butter is getting clumped together and taking on the rest of the mixtures, that will be good. Just mix them as well as you can while they're still dry mixtures. You see, you just have like flakes of the butter now. But the more you mix, you can see the butter's taking on a better consistency and bringing all the mixtures together. As you can see now, the mixture is becoming a lot more solid and staying together as more as one consistency. Once you've got it to that stage, you now want to mix it more into a smoother paste. Just keep pressing it. And it takes quite a while to get it to this consistency. And now you just want to add your soy milk and your 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. You'd want between 1 and 2 tablespoons, depends on how thick of a consistency you want, and depends how well you have mixed it earlier. After adding the soy milk, you can see it's a lot lighter to mix, and you can just put your fork straight through it and mix it easily. You still just want to beat it down and get it to as thin of a consistency as you can. You can see now it's becoming a much lighter. And that should be done for the icing. Now you just want to spoon your icing into a bag. If you've got a proper piping bag, you can use that. Otherwise, I just have any food safe bag and I will place it into that. Now you just want to pipe it into this. If you've got a food safe bag, you just want to use some scissors and cut off just the smallest corner on the side. And then you can use that to pipe your icing onto the top of your cupcakes. Of course, you can decorate these in any way you see fit. I just tried a few different things just to see what I felt like doing, really. I do think doing a spiral is a lot better than doing just lines there. Remember, you do have a lot of icing though. You can put one layer on each of them and then come back later and put a second layer on top, because you do want to make sure you've got a nice amount of icing on each of these. Looking back, the spiral is a lot better than the first 3 I did. Anyway, so yeah, decorate as you wish. Wasn't sure what I preferred, so I tried something else out. Still not sure. Anyway, this is how to make some lovely vegan chocolate cupcakes. I hope you enjoyed.